Yeah, it's been great. Being able to work on certain topics and solidifying those topics, having the opportunity once a week to confirm that in a game-like situation is important. And we've seen just that. We've seen improved performances, starting in Portland, then Salt Lake, and then finally Houston was definitely a complete performance and convincing win. So I've been very happy. Thank you.
With the midfield, which you had to rebuild this season, obviously Timothy was a holdover. What have they done? Certainly that Houston game, very influential. Is that getting close to where your prime vision of them? And also, what are you most proud of what they've been able to do, and what do you want to see them work? Specifically, those three guys.
Well, each game, each opponent has its different difficulties, tasks, and tactical approach. And so, for that particular game, their work together was very important to negate some of, or possibly Houston's biggest threat, which is through the middle, their combination play. And the three of them worked very well together. They understood the ideas and implemented that in a very effective manner, which really set us up to win the game. So if you can take away team's biggest threats, then that is really important and ups your chances of winning. Some opponents are different, and they play maybe more up the flanks or bypass midfield. So it really depends on the task at hand, in other words, the opponent. But yes, those three have definitely had enough time together to gel, and they have done certainly that, and have also increased our ability to combine and play through the middle.
Usually, LAFC is the big target when they play a game. How you view with Vancouver and they're doing it, becoming kind of like the hunted a little bit. Just from your perspective, playing it, this is a big game, maybe the biggest one you've had against the Whitecaps.
I would disagree with that. I think playoff games are always bigger than regular season games. But I will agree with you that they are certainly the team of the season, and they have been fantastic and fun to watch. All the credit to them in rebuilding their roster with a new coach and playing in a specific way, and really, you know, forcing their way of playing on almost every opponent they played. And that will be kind of the wrestling match for us and objective for us, which is hard in Vancouver to do, but we would love to, to put our stamp on that game. And it's gonna be fun to watch.
I'm looking forward to it. Thanks, Steve.
Mm-hmm.
Steve, a little bit more on just the run that they've had, both in the Champions League, making it to the final, and the form that they showed in MLS. Just you've faced them, of course, a lot of times. So what have you seen that they're doing differently this year, and them as an opponent, the way they like to have the ball, and what they've been showing both in that midfield and that attack?
They're very active, and I think that would be the proper adjective to use describing their way of playing. They're active without and with the ball. And they don't hold back, so they go for it. And when they're in the opponent's half, they are running to goal, not with one, two, but 4 or 5 players. And then in transition, they hold no reserves either, and are extremely fit and agile, and are working very hard. At the moment, they are being rewarded for that work. Some would describe it as risk-taking, but for me, it's a logical consequence of staying connected and working very hard. Our sport is still a sport of that is based on the amount of running and the type of running you do, and usually the more you do, the harder you run, the better the results are. And right now, Vancouver is one of those teams who work extremely hard. Columbus is another one of those teams who work extremely hard as a unit. And I think that's what we've seen so far this year from them. If you're a person of stats, if you look at their game in Miami and our game in Miami in the Champions Cup, our XG was considerably higher than Vancouver's. So what they also have going for them at the moment is their effectiveness in front of goal. They needed .78 or .8 to score 3 goals, and we need a little over 2 just to score 1. And so it's also a telling tale in their string of results that has been impressive to watch, and in my opinion, well deserved.
Of course, we've seen more matchups between MLS and Liga MX with League Cup and like competition like the Champions League. How do you see now MLS teams like doing and face against Liga MX teams, thinking about a final?
Certainly more competitive now than it was 10 years ago. I don't think our rosters are as strong as, especially in depth, and in the best players, as Liga MX teams, so the best teams in that league. But we're certainly catching up, and we are able to put up a good fight. And I think we are also capable of winning that competition, both competitions. And but I don't think that would be a reason for me to stop growing and stop trying to improve, on and off the field.
Speaking of that, the match against Club America was official this week. So that's happening. Just what does that mean for the team having that opportunity to fight for a spot in a competition like the Club World Cup?
Yes, the word I would have used is opportunity. I mean, what an amazing opportunity for LAFC and for MLS teams, already for Miami and Seattle, and possibly LAFC. We have a monster team to get by. It's an incredibly talented team, well coached team, very few weaknesses. I think one of the more complete teams in Liga MX. We did get to see them early on this season, which was fun, but I think that match will look nothing like, on the 31st, and so it's not a great indicator of what is coming our way.
Oh, sorry. Going back to Vancouver, what message are you trying to send out going over there and getting the result?
Yeah, cheating and running a little less and getting by with maybe a little experience or good fortune or individual quality is not going to work. Vancouver their star is the team, and you have to beat that first.
How the team and the group and the ownership took the news that you're going to play against America?
Yeah, very positively. Like I said, it's a wonderful opportunity for us. And we're looking forward to it. But we've had multiple competitions almost every year for the past 3 years, and we've become really good at just channeling our focus at the next game at hand. So yes, we are excited about it, but all of our focus this week has been on Vancouver.
Just a little follow-up. Of course, you guys want to play that game at BMO, but America doesn't really want that to happen, and then they prefer neutral sites. Just what are your thoughts on that, and how does that work?
Of course, I'd love to play at BMO. What is the more fair solution? Of course, a neutral site. But that's not my decision to make. And we will accept any challenge, any setup. We're just excited about the opportunity to qualify for this tournament.
Any personal clubs you're looking forward to playing in the Club World Cup?
My old club Hanover is not involved, so no. Let's talk about that after the 31st.
Any questions? Let's go online. Josh Gross, go ahead.
Thanks. Hey, Steve.
Hey, Josh.
How would you compare or contrast what Vancouver was under Vanni Sartini to now how they are against Jesper Sorensen?
Yeah, I think they are. I think they're certainly more active. And when you break the game down into the 4 phases, offensive organization, defensive organization, in both directions in transition, I think they're way more connected, and fluid. And I think they are across the board. To use another word other than active, maybe a little fitter, and things have sped up a little bit on both sides of the ball, and that would be the best way to describe them. Sped up, but also at the same time staying connected. And you see a group that is also highly motivated, and full of confidence. And so it's right now it's a tough team to beat.
Yeah, and a tough team to beat. In that vein, is there any sense of this is a measuring stick kind of match for you? Really get a sense of what you have right now for your team?
Yes and no. I think it's still early on in the season, but it's always great to play competitive matches. We've played a couple this year already. I think watching us over the course of the season, you've seen some excellent performances. Columbus at home, Miami at home. Houston was a great performance in Kansas City, but you also see some poor performances too. And for us, it's about being a little more consistent with performances and results, and that's where our head is right now.
Yeah. And last for me, is Ryan Raposo's visa sorted out? Is there any chance that he makes the trip to Vancouver?
I'm gonna have to give you. I don't know. that changes literally like hour to hour. I believe there's a chance, but I'm going to have to confirm with you later, Josh.